I love food. Food is the best thing that's ever happened to me. Dinner is the best time for me. Lunch is cool too. But most of the time I don't have breakfast. Only recently I found out most people have breakfast. Well, I think. I'm still not very sure. Also, besides the fact that anyone will take an excuse to have nice food, why do most breakfast foods seem like an excuse to have things you wouldn't normally have for breakfast? I'm not complaining, by the way. Like, Milo is literal chocolate milk. Wheat Bix is an excuse to have sugar sometimes. Pancakes allow you to have more chocolate in the form of sauce, although you have a bunch of options for pancakes too. And I've heard about sugary cereals before as well. I can only imagine the reason doctors say that breakfast is the most important meal of the day so they get a pay rise. Can't quite remember if it's doctors who say that or ads that want to make their product sound more important. Am I the only person who thinks that chips, no matter what restaurant or fast food place you go to, are always good? The only time I remember disliking chips was when my school did it. But I don't think that counts to anything when the chips look more like you baked a potato. Also, they didn't put any salt on it. Probably one of the only foods that are kind of supposed to have salt. Also, they had a burger. Normally I like burgers, but this thing actually looked like a lab experiment. The buns were as hard as my will not to puke, but the patty. Oh my gosh. It looked like it came straight out of the chum bucket. It was big and bulky and looked like it was bubbling almost. I took a bite, and then I turned into a guitar. That's an exaggeration, but it didn't taste good. I took a bite to be friendly, despite the burger giving horrible looks at me. It was somehow dry and wet, and somehow it was tasteless, but still made me sick. Also, this wasn't even an everyday thing, luckily. We paid for what we thought was going to be kinda good. We ended up paying for 2 slices of baked potato and a lab experiment. Hopefully the vegan teacher isn't watching this video. If you are, stop watching here. If any of you guys are vegan, I am impressed by your dedication to not hurt animals. Pretty much all of the food I love are meat or milk-based. Also, if any of you guys get offended by me rambling on about how much I love these foods, you should probably stop as well. My favorite foods are stuff like pizza, burgers, wraps, chips, etc. The generic stuff, to be honest. That wasn't including sweets. There's an unwritten rule that if you are under 18, you like sugar. Or if you're under 13, that addiction is amplified. If you don't follow this rule that seemingly was invented half by fact and half by fiction, you are weird. I follow this rule, but I'm not like children in the movies who do sugar angels in them or start chugging it jar by jar. I just like foods that have sugar in them. Like chips. Also, does anyone know why there are 2 types of chips that feel similar but pretty big opposites in everything except color and tap? Like one's wider and one's thin, one's cooked and one's not, one crunches and the other kinda does but kinda doesn't. Also, do chips even have sugar in the first place? I can't imagine they do. Anyways, foods I like that have sugar. Chips, maybe, cookies, donuts, but the one that I love the most by far has to be chocolate. Kit Kat, Maltesers, caramel, plain, even white chocolate are all things that are blessings to everyone. Also, something that does make me weirder is I'm probably one of the very few children who doesn't mind healthy things. But what makes me even weirder is that I actually think broccoli tastes fine. And I actually like it if it has salt. I'll probably end up making an entire shorter video on why I love salt in almost everything I eat. Carrots are okay, although I always find them tedious to finish eating. Apples are good, but honestly, apples are delicious without the skin. I don't know why. Like, the skin is fine, but an apple that's been skinned, I'll enjoy more than a lot of things. Yeah, okay, that's kinda it. What is your favorite food?